working. Alright. Pardon my cat. He's being really loud right now. So I don't know if you can hear him or not, but if you can, I do apologize. Let's check this out. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but alrighty, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel today, and today we have episode 11 of rebuilding the technically the 2014 Browns. I know the title says 2015. I'm too lazy to go back and fix it, but it's the 2014 Browns. So basically we are on week 2 of the preseason right now. We played the first game and we won our first game all series, so that was a massive game for us. Our defense was clutch. So this is week 2, so you'll be seeing week 2 and 3 in this episode. So let's go ahead and just hop right into it. So I'm gonna have to manually put BJ as the starter in this game, but yeah, I mean, basically it was a good game defensively. We got a lot of stops on the last drive, or we got a crucial stop on the final drive, but they were also converting a decent amount too, so our defense definitely could still use some work, but I feel like it's a lot more solid than it was last year. So I definitely feel we can achieve that win goal of 3 this season, which I know sounds pretty low, but I want that kind of, I mean, I'm not going to set too high of expectations for this team just because we're coming off of an 0-16 season. So I mean, really it's you know, it's going to be tough. So looks like Ronnie Hillman will be their starting running back, as Crowell technically will get the starting reps in this game. So per usual, we're going to go ahead and receive the ball to start the game. So that's pretty much to be expected. That's how it always goes. If there's any noise there, pardon that. Pardon that. Okay, Prater's going to kick it off here, and Hawkins will be in the back of the end zone. He's just going to go ahead and take a knee, and then our drive will start at the 20-yard line. So it's not actually going to be Blaine Gabbert starting. That is very much a lie, because BJ only got a couple throws in last game. So BJ will go ahead and be our starter for the first quarter. So Gabbert, go ahead and walk all the way out there, just walk all the way back out. That's cool. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now. Definitely saw a lot of good runs from Crowell last game, so definitely going to lean on that a bit more, as BJ Daniels can go ahead and look and fire to his receivers. That's going to be Hawkins on the catch, as he's going to go ahead and pick up a gain of 18. Passing was definitely kind of a weak point towards the end of the season last year, just because we were using BJ and then we were trying to get the run game going, and that wasn't necessarily our go-to game, just because running is harder to develop in this game. So as I say that, as we hand it off to Crowell, who's going to go ahead and lose, I think, about 3 on the play. Excuse me, it's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. Crowell, I think, got around 20 to 30 yards last game, which is good. I'd still like to see that number a little bit higher from a starting running back, as we're going to go ahead and hand it off to him yet again, and he's going to get stuffed at that line of scrimmage. One thing to keep note of is that this Broncos defense is also really good, so I'm not exactly expecting anything amazing from our offense to start here. So we're going to go ahead and fire it, and BJ is going to go ahead and feel the pressure right away, as that's going to be 4th down now. We're going to be forced to punt it away. So Lanning's back here, as we see he's going to be punting it away for us, but we are we're looking at completely new kicking core, as that's going to bounce out at the 27-yard line. So Manning is going to come out on the field here, I believe they went all the way to the divisional round before getting knocked out by the Patriots. Manning's going to go ahead and look for his receiver here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to the tight end Julius Thomas, who re-signed for 6 more years. So he's definitely going to be staying in Denver for quite some time. They also picked up Douglas, as you can see there. And they also still have Sanders, which is definitely a huge addition to this team. As Manning's looking for someone to throw to, he's going to go ahead and just find Thomas yet again for another first down. As Manning had all the time in the world, we didn't necessarily even pressure him to make a terrible throw there. Manning's going to go ahead and take the snap. He has Hillman in the backfield. He's going to go ahead and just hand it off to Hillman here. He's going to get stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, but he's still going to squeeze forward for a gain of 2. If I am not mistaken, I do believe Hillman did receive a lot of first back rushes for the Broncos last year, as they're going to go ahead and hand it off to him yet again, as he's going to go ahead and get a gain of about 6, I want to say. So it looks like they're going to go ahead and just fully give him the reins. I think Noshawn Moreno also, I could also be thinking of someone else, because now that I think about it, Noshawn Moreno was Miami, our free agent. I don't know. But we did pressure Manning into throwing an incomplete pass, so it's going to be 4th down. So they're going to bring out Matt Prater, who currently holds the record for the longest kick, 63 yards. In real life, that just got broken by Justin Tucker not too long ago. Prater's kick will be up, and it will be good. That is definitely one strength to the Broncos, is that they can get pretty much anywhere on the opponent's side of the field is within Matt Prater range. Because he's definitely, I think, the best kicker in this game, because he's a 97 overall, which is pretty high for a kicker if you ask me, but he also does hold the record. So Hawkins is going to go ahead and step out, and we're going to have the ball yet again at the 20-yard line. So coming back on the field is BJ Daniels. We saw him go 1 for 2 on the last drive. So he hasn't passed as much, as we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Isaiah Crowell here. He's going to have a lot of room to work with here, as he's going to get a gain of 8 on the play. As you can see here, Barnage is lining up, or Barnage is starting at tight end for us, because we let go of Cameron, as we're going to go ahead and fire it over his ways. That's going to be caught by Barnage, and he's going to go ahead and get out at the 48-yard line, as I really kind of believe in him. He's a little bit older, so we might not see that presence from him for as long, but I do believe Marquise Gray can kind of fill in that slot once Barnage is retired, because I would like to see Barnage with us for the rest of his career, because he can pull stuff like that, and he was clutch for us a couple times last year. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Isaiah Crowell, who's going to get a huge gain, as that's going to be a first down and then some, as we're now looking at a fresh set of downs. Mr. Browns are going to go ahead and go hurry up here. I'm going to go ahead and get sacked, as that's not exactly what we wanted to see, as we're going to go ahead and call a timeout. Kind of wanted to see the last few reps from Daniels here before he's put on the bench, as we're going to go ahead, snap the ball, we're going to just dump it off to Barnage, and he's going to go ahead and get us to the 38-yard line. And just like that, I do believe we will be going into the second quarter now. Unless they can get another playoff in a second, and they cannot. So BJ Daniels' day is done. It was definitely solid. I like seeing the accuracy. Definitely took a step up from last season. We're going to go ahead and put Murray in. Perfect. Now Davis is in, and Marcus Lattimore is no longer hurt, so that is very clutch. So in comes Aaron Murray, who also had a solid preseason debut yesterday. So definitely everybody's making a strong case as to why they should be the starting quarterback. We're going to go ahead and dump it off to Niall Davis here. He's going to have plenty of working room as he's going to have a first down and then some. He's going to get all the way down inside the red zone as that's going to be at the 12-yard line. That screenplay was a huge part of our offense last season. Produced the majority of our yards. As you see there, Niall Davis picks up 26 yards, which is a huge amount. First and 10 at the 12-yard line now. Murray's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Niall Davis now, and he's going to get a gain of 5. Second and 5 now. Aaron Murray's going to go and take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Niall Davis yet again. He's going to go ahead and power forward for only a gain of 4, but that will make it a 3rd and 2. Third and 2 now, as it looks like they're going to be handing off to Niall Davis yet again, and that's exactly what they will do. Is they're going to go ahead and hand it off to him, and he will get into the end zone, as that will be a touchdown for Niall Davis, as he saw the ball every play this quarter so far. So out comes Romo with the extra point, and it will be up and it will be good. Last year, the kicking was definitely a weak point for us. I honestly believe it caused us a couple games. So it's good to see, or hopefully we can get some consistency within the kicking. As Romo's going to go ahead and kick us off here. He's going to go ahead and get it to 21, which I believe is Aqib Talib. I could be wrong on that. But he will get to the 27-yard line. So out comes Brock Osweiler, as we're going to go ahead and see ball with the carries from now on. As Osweiler's going to go and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and look for his receiver. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off, and that's going to get picked off the first time, as we're going to go ahead and see him return it, as I believe that's Gibson, who's going to get all the way to the 24-yard line, as that was Tashawn Gibson. So Osweiler already turning it over this early in the preseason. Definitely showing why he's the backup. But Tashawn Gibson also showing that he can read plays pretty well and be there in the coverage when we need him to be. So Murray's going to come out on the field yet again, as he's going to take the snap. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Niall Davis. He's going to go ahead and have a lot of running room here, as he's going to go ahead and get to the 17-yard line. Second and 2 now, as we have 7 seconds left on the play clock. Murray's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Gray. Gray will make the catch, and he'll get us down to the 1-yard line. I definitely feel our 2 tight ends that we do have on the roster right now are very solid, with Barnage and Marquise Gray. Gray in his 2nd year now, in his 3rd year, and Barnage in his 7th, I believe, in his 8th. So definitely good to see those guys kind of step up, as we're going to go ahead and audible here with 1 second left, and that's going to be a delay of game, as that will be 5 yards back for us. So it'll be a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line now. As Murray was trying to audible to a run play at the very last second there, and couldn't quite do it in time. So we can see Quarles is in now, who actually had a few good catches for us in the last game. She's going to go ahead and fire it over to Quarles this time, who will make the catch. He'll stiff arm a defender, and he'll get down to the 3-yard line. Quarles is a rookie for us this year, picked in the later rounds, so definitely will be interesting to see if he can make a impact for us this season with this offense, as that's going to be the 2-minute warning. And now it is 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line, and Murray's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to look over to Gray, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to be a touchdown for Marquise Gray, and the Browns are taking a commanding lead at Denver right now. Marquise Gray with 2 catches and a touchdown this early in the preseason. definitely showing that he can definitely be our number one tight end in the future, which is good to see, because he was the third string last year, and I think he only had one catch for a couple yards. So it's definitely good to see him kind of step up into that role. As we're going to go ahead and take it all the way back to the 29-yard line, as Osweiler is going to come back out onto the field. One thing that the Broncos very well might try to do is run out the clock and then just start fresh with the second half, as they are down by 11 right now. But they could also try going for some points, as Osweiler is going to go ahead and he's going to get pressured. He's going to throw an incomplete pass, as Osweiler is just looking confused and dazed out there. Osweiler is going to go ahead and take the snap. 2nd and 10. He's going to go ahead. He's going to try dumping it off to his running back, and he's going to do just that, as the tackler misses it, as ball will go ahead and get to the 38-yard line. That is very close to a first down, as they're going to go ahead and call hurry up here, which is a very interesting choice, as they're going to go ahead and fire it over to the receiver, number 14, who's going to go ahead and make that catch, and that will be more than enough for a first down, as that's going to be Cody Latimer. Latimer is definitely one of those receivers that's fighting to make the rotation. Whether or not he'll make the roster is not necessarily a question, as he's going to go ahead and not quite reel it in that time. So that'll make it 2nd and 10. Cody Latimer has definitely got the size and speed that you want from a receiver, just his talents have not been developed quite yet. So definitely will eventually should become a huge part of this Broncos offense. They're going to hand it, or they're going to toss it to Ford, as he's going to go ahead and have nobody stopping him, as that's going to be a huge touchdown. 51 yards for Ford. As we saw, there was an injury timeout, but I don't necessarily know what, as Prater's extra point will be good. So it looks like Kirksey suffered an abdominal tear, and he will not be able to return for the rest of this game. That's huge. Kirksey definitely started the majority of the latter half of the season for us last year, so seeing him come up with one of those injuries is definitely not pleasant. I'm going to go ahead and start with the ball yet again at the 21-yard line, as Murray's coming out for the 3rd time this quarter. Definitely seeing a lot of action from him, as our defense has been pretty solid besides the one touchdown we gave up. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Quarles. He's going to make that catch, as he'll get out at the 37-yard line, as that's going to be a catch for 16 yards. We're going to go ahead and have Gray audible here. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Gray. So that's going to be just outside of his reach, as that's going to be an incomplete pass. Looking at a 2nd and 10 from our own 37-yard line here. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to Niall Davis on the screen play here. Yet again, showing that the screen is a viable option in our offense, as that's going to be a huge gain and make it 3rd and 4. Eight seconds left to go on this play clock here. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to fire it over to Quarles. Now it's going to be deflected, as that's going to be an incomplete pass, as that's Boyette with the deflection. I really want to go for it here. Oops. I'm really feeling the screenplay right now, as we're going to go ahead and put the offense back out for 4th and 4. As Murray's going to take the snap, he's going to just dump it off to Niall Davis. He's going to have plenty of room. That's going to be more than enough for a first down, as he will get shoved out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And just for good measures, Cleveland will go ahead and take a timeout. Real quick, just to make sure. I know both Romo and Graham have kicked. I want to make sure our 3rd string Hawker gets a chance. All right. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line. There's 16 seconds left to go in this half. Murray's going to take the snap here. He's going to fire it over the middle to Quarles, who's going to make the catch, but then it's going to be ripped out of his hands, making it 2nd and 10 now. Definitely one kind of comparison I'm seeing early with Quarles, besides that one play, is he's very Larry Fitzgerald-like. He's not very fast, but he's going to reel in the catch more often than not, as we're going to dump it off to Nile Davis here. He's going to go ahead and have more than enough, but he's going to get tripped up by his own offensive line, as we're going to get to the 33-yard line. As we're going to go ahead and send Hawker out, as this is exactly why we brought him in, to see if he can make these kinds of kicks, as we're looking at 11-mile-an-hour wind. So it's definitely going to be a little bit tricky for him as well. So we're going to see the kick is going to be up, and the kick will be good, as that was no problem for Hawker, as this challenge between which kicker will be our starter is getting harder and harder for us, as we go into the half with a 17-10 lead. So as we see here, we're kind of just dominating in every way besides average yards per play. But other than that, I mean, we're definitely dominating the score. Our run game's doing good. Our passing game's doing good. Now we're just kind of clicking on all cylinders, as Murray went 8 for 11 for 93 yards and a touchdown this game. Definitely a very good start to our season, or a good start to his preseason, I should say, not to the season, because we haven't started the season yet. So this is definitely making it harder and harder for me on who should be our starting quarterback. So before I forget, let me go ahead and hop on over to the depth chart, because now it's going to be Clausen and Gabbert left, as we're going to see Lattimore, Dion Lewis, and Bruton. 3rd down back, we can go ahead and make it Marcus Lattimore, and then Dion Lewis and Bruton. Alright, so receivers, let's go ahead and make sure that guys who haven't got an option yet are in, and it looks like we're good. Wow, Josh Gordon looks like he drops some overall. That's not necessarily good. Why is Josh Gordon playing tight end? That makes no sense. Let's go ahead and just put Barnage back. Whoops. And at kicker, let's put Graham in. Okay, so we have a 17-10 lead, as Hawker made a really good kick to end the half, as we're going to go ahead and watch Romo kick it off here, as we're going to go ahead and take it, and they're going to go ahead and return it, and they will get to the 30-yard line this time. As out comes Osweiler yet again. His first drive was not impressive, but his second one was, because he dumped it off to Ford, and Ford just took it the rest of the way for 51 yards. So definitely Ford was more impressive than Osweiler, as Ball's going to go ahead and get a gain of 6 on the play. So definitely seeing a lot more production on the defense in terms of the run game, as Ball's going to get a 1st down and a gain of 6, as now we've allowed 24 total yards. But still, only 24 yards at this point is still pretty good, considering that, you know, before we would always allow a lot of huge runs as we're tackle Ball at the line of scrimmage. This Broncos offense definitely has a lot of key points to it that can make it a scary offense to try to contend with, as Osweiler's going to go and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and not really have many people here to work with, as he's going to be forced to make that throw. He's going to find Cody Lattimore, who's going to have a lot of run to room, as the cornerbacks are going to trip over each other, as that will be a touchdown, making it a 17-16 game pending the extra point. That's kind of exactly my point, as Prater's going to make the kick, and that will make it 17-17. So definitely, what I was trying to get at there was the fact that the Broncos offense can definitely perform well in any given circumstance. As Cody Latimer was just wide open there. So that's definitely kind of harsh to see. As Clausen's going to come out now with Lattimore in the backfield, as it's his quarter now. As we're going to go and watch him take the snap, he's going to hand it off to Lattimore, who will get to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Clausen already on his third team in his professional career, with the Panthers giving up on him. This is going to go ahead and fire it over to Quarles, who's going to go ahead and make the catch, but he gets rocked by the cornerback, as that's going to be a gain of 9, making it 3rd and 1. But as I was saying, Clausen on his third team with both the Panthers and Bears giving up on him, as Marcus Lattimore was not quite able to get that first down, making it 4th down. But as you like to know, I like going for it. Not often, but I'm definitely feeling it here. Clausen got a key first down on 4th down last time, so he's going to go and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dive forward, and he'll get it yet again, as that will be enough for a first down, as that's Jimmy Clausen with a 2-yard run. But definitely I saw that Clausen was going to be a free agent, and I wanted to hop on that because I know he has the potential to become a good quarterback in the league. It's just it takes developing. And then he hasn't really been given that opportunity, as he's going to go ahead and face a delay game here, as that's going to make it a 1st and 15.
Still first down.
First and 15 now. Clausen's going to go and take the snap. He's going to fire it over to Barnage. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to be very close to the first down, as that's going to be a gain of 13 on the play by Gary Barnage. Second and 2 now. Clausen's going to go ahead and hand it off to Lattimore as he finds an open hole, but that will be just enough for a first down, and that's about it. So we're looking at only about 12 seconds left to go in Clausen's day, as this will likely be the final play. So he's going to go ahead and snap the ball and hand it off to Lattimore, who will not get much, in fact, just to the line of scrimmage, as that will go ahead and wrap up Clausen's day. So normally I'd put Dion Lewis in here. Let's go ahead and put Gabbert in. Normally I'd put Dion Lewis in here, but I really kind of want to see some Bruton. I think they're considering him a fullback right now, so let's go ahead and put Crowell in. I kind of want to see Bruton, so we can go ahead and just make Dion the 3rd down back, which is kind of what he does best, in my opinion, for this offense. So just kind of want to see a handful of more runs from him. So we're going to go ahead and start the 4th quarter, as we're tied at 17 apiece. Gabbert's going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton here, who's going to get stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, and it will be now 3rd and 9 is what they're saying. So Gabbert, who started last game, is now playing in the 4th quarter. As we're going to go ahead and watch him take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Heron, who will make the catch. He's going to be just shy of that first down marker as he stepped backwards to make that catch. So forward progress will be right at the 49-yard line. So just like before, I'm going to go ahead and go for it here with Gabbert, as Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to just dive forward. He's going to get that first down, as that's going to be a gain of 4, as he dove for a little bit extra on that play for that first down. First and 10 now. Bruton definitely, in his 3 carries that we've seen him this preseason, hasn't really amounted to much, as he's going to go ahead and get the ball here, as he's going to go ahead and have actually a lot of running room here, as he can go ahead and get a gain of 9 on the play. So definitely might kind of try converting him to that fullback tight end position, just because he seems more of that kind of style back, as we're going to go and hand it off to him yet again, as he's going to get another first down. And that will be a gain of 3 on the play. So we're looking at a first and 10 now at the 33-yard line with 2:50 left to go in the game. As Gabbert's going to go take the snap, he's going to hand it off to Bruton, who will get a gain of a yard on the play. This Browns offense definitely showing a lot of consistency on this drive, which was kind of a huge breaking point of our season last year. So it's definitely good to see us kind of working on that. As we're going to take the snap here, we're going to go and fire it over the middle, and that will be incomplete as Gabbert was hit as he threw the ball, and it's now a 3rd and 9. Dion Lewis in the backfield now, kind of playing the exact same role he did for us last season. So we're going to go ahead and just dump it off to him here. He's going to go ahead and he's going to get really close to the first down, but yet not close enough, as it's going to be a 4th and 3 now. And we just hit the 2-minute warning, so definitely kind of just in that close game moment right now. We're going to go ahead and go for it here, which is a risky move. Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to Bruton, who's going to have enough for the first down. And he's going to go ahead and step out of bounds, as that's going to be a gain of 6, as that was definitely a risky move, as we are 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions this drive. Sorry, 4 for 4, because technically Clausen got one as well. We're going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton yet again, and he's going to go ahead and move the pile forward for a gain of 4 yards. You got to wonder when this Denver defense is going to start calling timeouts, as we're getting it all the way down to 1:19 on the clock. Gabbert's going to go ahead, take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Bruton yet again. Surprise, surprise. He's going to go ahead and get a gain of 3, and now Denver is calling a timeout, as it is 3rd and 3. So all we need is 3 more yards to get a first down, and then the game could potentially be ours. As Gabbert's going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton again, as he's going to go ahead and get more than enough for that first down, and Denver's going to have no choice but to call a timeout, as Low Bruton really is showing some consistency on this drive, which is exactly what we want to see. First and goal at the 7-yard line now. Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Bruton yet again, who will get wrapped up, and Denver will waste their last timeout, as now all we have to do is just chew the clock for the remainder of the time and then kick a field goal for the win. Things are looking very good for this Browns team right now. Gabbert's going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton, who's going to go ahead and get a gain of 1. So before we hike the ball again, we're going to go ahead and just let the clock drain for as much as possible, and then we will hand it off to Dion Lewis for his first carry of the game. Lewis is going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and make a little bit of a move so he doesn't go into that end zone. And now we will be looking at the 4th down, as the field goal unit will come on out, as we will go ahead and call a timeout at 4 seconds. So Shane Graham will go ahead and come on out for the game winner, as this is clutch if he makes this, because this will get us to 2-0, and that's going to be our 2nd win now of the whole series. Shane Graham right here ready to line up the kick, as this will go ahead and send us to 2-0 in the preseason. Clausen with the snap. The kick is up, and the kick will be good. And just like that, we are looking at 20-17 with the score, as there's 1 second still remaining, but we're going to just go ahead and squib it away, and then that will go ahead and end it, as Romo will do the honors of squibbing it away, and they're going to pick it up, as that's the offensive lineman who's going to go ahead and get tapped, as that will be the final, as we move to 2-0, as this quarterback competition is looking very solid right now, and very kind of hard to pick as to who wins for us. but overall still looking really solid. So we only scored 3 points that whole last quarter, which could be a huge deal for us if we continue to do that. But granted, that those 3 points were the points that ended up winning us the game. But we definitely looked solid throughout the whole game, and I'm very impressed with how we played. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stats real quick. Aaron Murray, 8 for 11, played phenomenal, 93 yards with a touchdown. Daniels, 3 for 4 with 47 yards. Clausen, 2 for 2 for 22. Gabbert, 3 for 4 for 19. Rushing, definitely. Bruton, he had the most amount of carries, 29 yards. Crowell with 16. Lattimore with 4. Niall Davis with 20. And then, Deion Lewis with 1 yard. Blaine with 4. And Clausen with 2. So receiving, not really anybody standing out too much, except Niall Davis, Barnage, Quarles. Definitely good to see Quarles stepping up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and look at kicking. As we can see, Shane Graham, 1 for 1. Hawker, also 1 for 1. You got to think that if either of these guys missed, we'd be looking at overtime right now. So that's definitely good to see that they're both clutching up right now. Shane Graham, a little bit older, so he has that veteran presence to offer, whereas Hawker's only had a year in the league. So, and then Romo didn't get a chance to kick, but that will obviously come without a doubt. So that's going to go ahead and end this game, and let's go ahead and take a look at the next game. Pardon me, I'm going to go ahead and close the door here. So we are 2-0, which is a huge deal for us, considering the fact that we had won at all throughout the whole series, and now we've won 2 back-to-back games. Granted, they are preseason games, so they don't really matter as much. But still, the fact that we get to see our team winning is amazing. So let's go ahead and go on to week 3, as this will conclude the episode after this game. So let's go ahead and see who we're playing. I believe it's the Colts, but I'm not too sure. And it's the Jags. So we played the Jags last season. We ended up falling just short. So it'll be good to see kind of if we can compete with them this time. Pardon me. Whoops, don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and I believe that Gabbert, actually, Murray did kind of the best out of all of them. Interesting. Let's see here. Depth chart. So, and Gibson also got an interception last game, which was amazing. I really like seeing that. We didn't really get that much last year. So let's go ahead and watch Murray start for us this game. So I should go ahead and look at the collective stats for the past 2 games for everybody. I do believe Murray's going to be number 1, as he is with 161 yards and a touchdown. No other quarterback's thrown for a touchdown yet. He has the highest passer rating. I believe he's the most accurate as well. He's thrown for the longest. He's not the most accurate. Jimmy Clausen's the most accurate. So we've also seen Clausen at a smaller sample size, because he's 6 for 7, whereas Murray's 2 for 17. So actually, I feel like we should probably start Clausen and Daniels for this, and then Murray can get 3rd or 4th quarter. Just because Murray played phenomenal that game, so that's kind of giving him the upper hand as to the starting gig right now. And by no means does that mean that he will stay the starting quarterback, or that because he's doing well now that he will be the starting quarterback. No, it just means that as of right now he is taking that upper hand in that quarterback race. So, and then after this game we can also go ahead and take a look at the kicking stats. That was something I forgot, but let's go ahead and look at the uniforms here. Let's go ahead and go 23-13 alternate. Oh yeah, let's go like that. All right, rock the alternate, the orange tops. Didn't see those at all last season, so we can definitely see that this season. Definitely been looking really solid. Defensively, we've been great, having that pressure there. And then on top of it, just, you know, our offense has been capping off those drives. Granted, we only scored 3 points all of the second half last game, but we also had the ball for the majority of the second half. So that is also a huge part of that. Definitely, when it comes to running back, who's going to get that number 1 role, it's really kind of hard to tell who's taking the lead right now. I really like how Niall Davis is performing. Getting, you know, 20 yards here in a game, and then on top of it like 50 yards receiving. So definitely kind of getting more of a receiving back core right now. As you can go ahead and take a look at those bright orange jerseys, we might be seeing those a little bit more this season, as we're going to go ahead and watch Scobie kick us away here. And the kick is underway as Hawkins will go ahead and receive the ball. He's going to go ahead and take it out. He's going to get us to the 26-yard line. So now out comes Jimmy Clausen. We haven't really seen too much of him lately, so definitely kind of want to see a little bit more of him, see if we can kind of scope out how he's going to do for us, and just kind of get a feel for him as a quarterback. Both Clausen and Gabbert, I believe, are on 1-year deals. Gabbert might actually be on a 2-year deal, but Clausen's on a 1-year deal, so definitely kind of has to prove himself. As we're going to go ahead and watch him take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Crowell. He's going to have a lot of running room here, as that will be a gain of 6 to open the game. Clausen, definitely one of the better Notre Dame quarterbacks statistically. Definitely has that potential. He's going to take the snap here. He's going to fire it over the middle. That's going to be Josh Gordon. He's going to make the catch. He's going to have plenty of running room, and he will get the first down, as that will be a gain of what they are calling 9, but I do believe that is actually technically 10. Definitely has that potential. Granted, he is getting up there in age, so really have to kind of lean on that potential a little bit harder. As we're going to fire it over the middle, as that's going to be caught, and I believe that's Hawkins, as that was a very tight needle to thread there, as that's going to be enough for a first down. As we're looking at a 2nd and 2 now, as this offense is really kind of clicking to begin the game, as Clausen's taking his time, as we're going to find yet another delay game, as that was a huge problem for us last game, as we just could not really ever get the ball hiked in time, as that will make it 2nd and 7 now, as that's really something we got to figure out, because we can't be having that happen all the time, because I'm not going to waste timeouts, because we definitely will need those down the stretch. Clausen's going to snap the ball. He's going to hand it off to Crowell here, and that will be a loss of about 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now. In the backfield, we'll have Crowell's. We're not really doing many 3rd down back reps in the preseasons. We're going to go ahead and snap the ball. We're going to dump it off to Crowell, who's going to get wrapped up at the 39-yard line, so we lose even more yardage. And that's going to make it 4th and 12, as that's going to force us to punt. So Spencer Landon's going to go ahead and boot us away here. He's going to give us a nice booming kick, as this is going to get really close to that end zone, as we're going to go ahead and be making a diving attempt, as that's going to be a touchback, as that's not exactly what we wanted, but instead it's better than getting it blocked or having a pooch kick. So Bortles is going to come on out. He definitely will be their starter for a very long time coming, as we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Toby Gerhart, who's going to get trucked, and that's going to be a 2-yard gain, as he's going to need help getting up. Gerhart definitely torched us the last time we saw him, So kind of hoping that doesn't happen this time. Hopefully we can kind of figure him out a little bit as we're going to go and watch Bortles hand it off to him yet again, as he's going to go ahead and truck through a defender this time, and that's going to be a gain of 6. So we're looking at a 3rd and 2 now, as we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Toby Gerhart yet again, who's going to make a nice spin move here, and he's going to get tripped up, and he's going to get tackled at the 44-yard line. They're definitely heavily relying on that run game right now, even though they have Cecil Shorts, who they signed from the Texans, I believe. As we're going to go ahead and fire it on over to Marquise Lee, who's going to have a lot of room to run with here. Deshaun Gibson's going to dive, and he's not going to be able to get there, as Marquise Lee will be in for a touchdown, which will give the Jags an early lead. Right as I was saying, how much the Jags have a lot of good receivers. They have Cecil Shorts, Marquise Lee. So definitely I was kind of curious as to why they weren't passing a little bit more. But as you see there, they did, and it worked out. So Hawkins can go ahead and return the kickoff here, and he will get to the 24-yard line. So out comes Clausen yet again, as we're going to go ahead and run an audible here. Clausen's going to take the snap. He's going to fire it over the middle to his receivers. That's going to be caught by Travis Benjamin. He's going to have a lot of room to work with here. He's going to be down the sideline to the 20, to the 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line, as they're going to try to hurry it up here, as Clausen really wants to get into that end zone, as this is going to be the last 19 seconds of the game. Clausen's going to take the snap here. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to fire it over to Barnage, and he's going to make the catch for the touchdown, as that will make it 7-6, as that will be close to a tie game pending this extra point. Romo with the kick, and that will be good, as that is a good way to cap off the game for the preseason for Clausen. So that'll go ahead and make it a 7-7 game, as Romo will go ahead and boot us away, and that will be returned all the way to the 30-yard line, as they will go ahead and come back out onto the on the field, and Bortles only has 7 seconds left before we start seeing some backups as well. Bortles is going to take the snacks, go ahead and hand it off to Toby Gerhart here, as that's how they're going to choose to spend the last few seconds with him and Gerhart on the field, as that will be it, and out comes the backups. So we're going to see Stephen Morris and Denard Robinson both definitely have a lot to prove, as Morris is definitely going to kind of see that more of the backup role in this Jags offense, as Robinson's going to go ahead and get tackled, and he's going to get a gain of 6. Definitely Morris is got a long ways to go before he can be a starting quarterback. So we're going to go ahead and just hand it off to Morris here, or sorry, Denard Robinson, who's going to spin around to everybody, as he's going to get close to that first down marker, as that will be a gain of 9. This Jags offense is definitely very electric in terms of the run game. She's got that nice power back with Toby Gerhart, and you also have that nice electric fast receiving back out of Denard Robinson, who's going to go ahead and he's going to get stuffed here, as that's going to be a gain of a yard, but I do believe they will give him that first down. In fact, they will not, as that's going to be 3rd and inches. So in comes Presley now, who I believe is their fullback, as this is going to be kind of a fullback situation. So they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Presley, who will get enough for that first down, and then some of that's going to be a gain of 5 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now, as all they've been doing is just running the ball, as Morris is going to go ahead and take the snap here. And this time it's going to be a pass. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to his tight end, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be a missed tackle. That's going to be a couple missed tackles, and that's going to be a touchdown for Raymond. And just like that, we are looking at a 13-7 ball game. Now it's kind of looking like in the pass offense is going to be kind of a weak point for us this season, which I really kind of hope it isn't the case, because I focused really heavily on the run game defense. But as it is now 14-7, Scobie's going to go ahead and kick us away here, and that will be out of the back of the end zone. So out comes BJ Daniels for the remainder of this half. Daniels definitely getting the majority of the starting reps last season, towards the end of the season, as he can go ahead and have Quarles running a slant here. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to fire it over to Quarles, and that's going to be deflected and not quite caught by Crowell, who tried to scoop in that catch. Second and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Daniels has Niall Davis in the backfield. He's going to go ahead and take the snap. Heron on the motion. He's going to go ahead and look to his right. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Marquise Gray. He's going to have plenty of room. He shrugs off the defender as he's going to have plenty of running room. He's down the sideline, and he's going to get taken out at the 26-yard line, as that is a catch for 54 yards. Daniels with the snap. He's going to hand it off to Niall Davis here. He's going to go ahead and get a good leap there, as that will be a gain of 8 yards. Definitely good to see our tight ends kind of stepping up a little bit now that we don't have Cameron anymore. As Daniels is going to take the snap, he's going to fire it over the middle to Gray yet again, who's going to make the catch, and that'll get us to the 10-yard line, as that's going to be a fresh set of downs. Two-minute warning now, as this offense is clicking. As last time we got a two-play drive. This time it looks like it's going to be a little bit more than that. But Daniel's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to Niall Davis. He's going to go ahead and shrug off the tackler, and then he will get a gain of only a yard afterwards. Dan's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to fire it over to Huff, and that will be picked off, as this defense picks us off, and that's something that we definitely saw a lot of, as we're seeing him run all the way back, as this could potentially be a pick six, and that's exactly what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. A pick six, as that's going to make it 20-7, pending that extra point. Scobie's kick's going to be up, and it will be good, as that makes it 21-7, as this is looking rough, as that will be Charles on that interception, as BJ Daniels is a little bit slow on that reaction in terms of throwing to the receiver, gets picked off, and then now we're down by even more. Definitely not something we want to see. So now he has a minute 5 to go ahead and march down the field and put us within a score, as we're going to go ahead and snap the ball with Daniels. Go ahead and fire it over to Crowell, and that's going to be picked off again, as that's number 35 this time. He's going to go ahead and get tackled by Crowell, and that will get him to the 8-yard line, as that is McCray on the interception, as this offense is looking really good in terms of field position. Morris is going to take the snap here. He's not going to hand it off. He's going to go ahead and fire it over the middle, as that's going to go ahead and be his receiver, and that will be a gain of about 5 yards on the play. Second and goal from the 3-yard line, as the Jags are going to go ahead and take the snap here. They're going to go ahead and fire it. Instead, they're going to go ahead and tackle Morris, as that's going to be technically a sack, as that will be a loss of a yard. Third and goal now. Morris is going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and see some pressure. He's going to fire it over, and that will be caught, as that's going to be a touchdown for this Jags offense, as they find themselves up by now 3 scores. And the kick will be up and good, as that's going to make it 28-7. That is definitely seeing those two back-to-back picks from BJ is a little bit worrying. Definitely kind of puts him a little bit lower on the QB battle right now. Talking a lot. So definitely it's going to put him a little bit lower on that list. Let's go ahead and do that. So he's going to take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and roll out to his right. He's not going to have a lot of people. He's going to go ahead and just take it himself, as that will be a gain of 5 as he will sprint out of bounds. Definitely something that we saw a lot of last year, just those consistent interceptions. Good to see that this is our first time actually turning the ball over that way in the preseason, as Niall Davis can go ahead and get out of bounds at the 42-yard line, as it is now a fresh set of downs. Daniel's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to fire it over to Huff, as that's going to be incomplete as he got pressured while throwing it, causing that kind of a wobbler there, which resulted in an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now, 29 seconds left to go in this half. Daniel's going to take the snap, going to fire it over to Quarles, who will make the catch, and we're going to go ahead and call a timeout, as that's going to only be a gain of about 4 on the play. As we're looking at 3rd and 6 now, as Daniels will go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Quarles, who will make the catch, as that will get us to the 40-yard line, as we're going to try to hurry up here and get a few more yards, so that way Romo doesn't have as much to kick. As we're going to go ahead and take the snap here, we're going to go ahead and fire it over to our receiver, who's not going to make the catches. That was Heron, as that was oh so close, but instead we are looking at a 2nd and 10 at the 40. I do believe that if I can find the play that I'm looking for here. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and just throw it over to Niall Davis real quick and hope he can run out of bounds within 4 seconds, giving Romo enough time. We're going to just go ahead and throw it over to Niall Davis, who's going to go ahead and run out, and then we're going to go ahead and call a timeout, as that's going to be a gain of 4. Perfectly executed, as that gets us that much closer to put some points on the board. So this will be Romo's chance to put some points on the board for us, as he has the wind against him, so that's going to definitely be a tricky one. The kick will be up, and the kick will be no good, is what they are saying, as we will go into the half down 28-7, as that's kind of a just yet another defeat for us this game. Just so much kind of going wrong for us. Real quick, let's go ahead and go depth chart. Murray's going to come on in for us, and then Gabbert will be 4th quarter. Marcus Lattimore, then Deion Lewis, and and Bruton. So receivers, perfect. And then, all right. So Romo missing the first kick out of all of our kickers. Granted, he had 8 miles an hour against him, as we're going to go ahead and watch number 84 return it to the 28-yard line, as out comes Stephen Morris now to lead this offense. And he's definitely been efficient. Granted, that a couple times he didn't really have to work for too much, because 14 points were kind of just handed to him, as they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Denard Robinson, who's going to get thrown down, as that's going to be a gain of just a yard. It will be 2nd and 9 now. Second and 9. Morris will take the snap here. He's not going to go ahead and fire it over. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to Denard Robinson, as he's going to go ahead and get dropped at the 46-yard line, as that's going to be a huge screen play, as they ran the exact same play we do on them to us, and it worked out exactly how it normally does for us. 1st and 10 now. Morris will go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Robinson, who's going to make an excellent spin move, and he's going to stiff arm Whitner, as that will be more than enough for a 1st down, and that's going to get them down at the 33-yard line. Morris is going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Denard Robinson, who has a huge hole. He's going to make it past one defender, and he's going to get tackled down at the 10-yard line, as this Jags offense is just looking good. Morris will go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Presley, who will go ahead and shrug off that last defender for the touchdown, as that will make it 34-7 pending this extra point. So everything that we seem to kind of figure out the last couple games just definitely has just not worked for us this game, as we are down already 35-7. Travis Benjamin's going to go ahead and return it here, as he's going to get tackled right away at the 21-yard line. So now out comes Aaron Murray to lead this offense. There's not really much of a turnaround going for us here, but definitely kind of at this point just going down, putting points on if we can. Murray will take the snap. He's going to fire it over to his receiver. That's almost going to be picked off, as well as Huff was the intended receiver on that play. Definitely very similar to how a lot of our games would go last season, as Murray's going to take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just fire it over to Huff, and that's going to be caught, and that's actually going to lose 4 yards on the play, making it 3rd and 14. All right. 3rd and 14 now. Murray will have Niall Davis in the backfield. Murray's going to take snaps. He's going to have Marquise Gray wide open, and he's going to go ahead and get shoved out of bounds, but not before picking up a gain of 26 yards. Marquise Gray is definitely having himself a game. As you can see there, 3 receptions for 88 yards, which is huge. Murray's going to go ahead and just dump it on over to Lattimore here. He's going to go ahead and make the catch, and that will be a gain of, I believe, about 8 yards. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to fire it over to Gray, and that's going to be deflected, almost picked off, but not quite, making it 3rd and 2. Third and 2 now. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Josh Gordon, and that will be caught for a first down, as you don't normally see our first stringers this late in the game, but technically Josh Gordon's listed as the second tight end, so that is why we saw him. So we're going to go ahead and dump it off to Marcus Lattimore here. He's going to have a lot of room to work with here. That's going to be a first down, because he shrugged off a defender, and he's going to get us down to the 17-yard line. 315 total yards of offense. Definitely not something we saw a lot of last year, as Murray's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to fire it over to Lattimore, who he's going to go ahead and get out of bounds after gaining 8 yards. Second and 1 now. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Marcus Lattimore. He's going to have a lot of room to work with here, as he will get all the way down to the 1-yard line, as he was so close to getting that touchdown. As this is very close to being the last play of the game, as we will go ahead and hand it off to Marcus Lattimore, who will go ahead and punch it in, and that will be a touchdown, making this 35-13 pending this extra point. Romo will kick it, and it will be good. So that's definitely a good, consistent drive of offense there. I definitely like seeing that. It's kind of exactly what I like seeing from our offense. But definitely got to step it up on defense overall, as we're going to go ahead and watch them return it yet again to the 28-yard line. First and 10 out, the 28-yard line. Morris is going to come on out. He's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Denard Robinson yet again. as Robinson's going to have a lot of room to work with here, as nobody's really going to be able to stop him, as number 26 misses his tackle, as that will be a touchdown for the Jags, as they are just stomping all over us right now. Kick will be up, and the kick will be good. So you can see there, Denard Robinson with 125 yards and a touchdown on us. Definitely not something that we are used to in terms of yardage. But that's kind of what I built my defense was for run stoppers. As we're going to go ahead and see Benjamin take it all the way out to the 25-yard line. As Murray's day is done, as Stephen Morris has still not missed a pass. Fullback, Crowell, third down running back, Dion Lewis, running back, Lobert. Alrighty. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now, and out comes Gabbert, as still same story for him as it was for Murray. There's not really much we can do right now. We're going to go ahead and just take the snap. He's going to go ahead and scramble low on over. He's going to try finding his receiver, and that's going to be picked off. That's going to be Gabbert's first blemish of the season, or the preseason, as that's going to be turned over yet again, as this is really just not our game. Morris coming on out, 100% on the day. Denard Robinson over 100 yards rushing as well. He's going to take the snap here. Robinson's going to have plenty of room to work with. He's going to be really shifty, and he's going to get to the first down, as that's going to be a gain of 11. As this defense is really just kind of finding themselves struggling time in and time out this game. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Presley, who's going to make a move to get past somebody. He's going to also score yet again, as that's going to be another touchdown for this defense, as this is just looking really bad for us right now. Kick will be up, and the kick will be good, as we are looking at a 49-14 game right now. As right now the Browns fans are just kind of not too happy, as you kind of hear all the Jaguars fans kind of applauding right now, as that's going to be a touchback. So definitely a quiet day in Cleveland for us, but again, got to remember it's just preseason, so hopefully games like this doesn't happen too often in the regular season. We can go ahead and hand off to Bruton, and he's going to lose 4 yards on the play. Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and look over to his right. He's going to fire it over to Quarles. He's going to make that catch, and that's going to be a first down. And that's exactly what I mean by Quarles, is exactly that Larry Fitzgerald-esque receiver. Granted, he is just a rookie, so definitely has a lot more room to improve. As we're going to go ahead and watch him scramble over to the right. He's not going to have a lot of room. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to his receiver, and that's going to be caught for the first downs. I do believe that is Niall Davis running routes, and that will be a first down, as Niall Davis has 4 catches for 35 yards, I believe is what it said. Gabbert yet again taking the snap. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Marquise Gray, and that's going to be not quite caught, as that would have been very close to putting him over 100 yards on the day, as that's going to go ahead and make it 2nd and 10. Definitely still seeing a lot of good things with this offense, and some good things with the defense. So we can go ahead and see Gabbert technically throw an incomplete pass, but instead they're going to call it a fumble, as Bryant will take it all the way to the house. So I actually do believe that's the Bryant that played for us last season, and that will make it a touchdown. As actually, I do believe that was an incomplete pass, but they're calling it a fumble and scoop and score, as that will make it 56 now to 14. As this is just a runaway game. This is terrible. You never want to see these kind of games, even really in the preseason. As we're going to go ahead and see Travis Benjamin take it out. Here's going to go ahead and make a couple guys miss. Shrug one off, and it's going to be a tackle. And they're going to throw him all the way back at the 19-yard line. Gabbert's going to take the snap here. He's going to go and fire it over to Heron, who will not quite get there in time, as that will be an incomplete pass, as Gabbert's looking really kind of rough right now. Gabbert's going to take the snap here. He's going to go and just dump it off to his running back, and that's going to be Bruton, who dives for the catch, as that was yet another errant pass, as that's going to make it now 3rd and 7. So now we have Dion Lewis in for our 3rd string running back, as we're going to go ahead and watch Gabbert take the snap. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to Dion Lewis, who will get tackled in the backfield, and that's going to make it 4th down and 9. Sorry, did not want to do that. So it's going to be 4th and 9 now. We're going to go for it, as we really don't have anything to lose, to be quite honest. As Gabbert's going to take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just fire it over to Gray down the middle. He's going to have enough for that 1st down and then some, as that will be a gain of 12, as I believe that will put him at 100 yards receiving for the day. Gabbert's going to take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to Bruton, who will make the catch, and that will be a gain of about 9 yards on the play, and that'll take us to this 2-minute warning. Now we're starting to see Gabbert kind of find his groove a little bit, which is good to kind of see him recover from that kind of bad start to the quarter. So he's going to go ahead and dump it off to Bruton here, who's not going to get enough of a turn there, as that's going to be a loss of 3, making it 3rd and 4. Gabbert with the snap here. He's going to go ahead and look to his right. He's going to go ahead and fire it over, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, as he was on the run and he is also getting pressured there. So it's going to be 4th down again, as we are now looking at kind of possibly our final chance on offense, as Gabbert will take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just fire it over to Gray, and that's going to be picked off yet again. Gabbert's 2nd interception on the game, and he will go ahead and take that one to the house as well. And that will be yet another touchdown, putting them over 60 points this game. You don't see that often. This is just more than just a beat down at this point. We're losing 63-14. That's 49 points. So definitely kind of hard to recover from that. Hopefully next game we can just kind of forget about it and just kind of move on with the preseason. So we're going to watch Benjamin juke a couple guys out, and he will get us to the 23-yard line. So Gabbert's going to come on out to the field now after throwing his 2nd pick of the game. He's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and try firing it over to Heron, as that's going to be picked off for the 3rd straight time, as that will be McCray again, as this Jags offense will go ahead and just and that's basically going to win them the game, as they will go ahead and run out the clock there, and that will be game. We lose 63-14, as both Gabbert and BJ Daniels had multiple interception days, as Gabbert had 3 and Daniels had 2. Clausen was still good. He was 5 for 5 for 89 yards. So he's definitely at the top of that leaderboard right now with Aaron Murray. So this fourth game, BJ Daniels and Gabbert are going to get first and second string, and then Clausen and Murray will kind of get that the final game, the final 2 quarters, to see who's going to be the starter. Running, nobody really kind of did anything besides Lattimore for 9 yards. Niall Davis with his 1 carry for 8 yards. Receiving, Marquise Gray being the front runner definitely was huge. As you can see here, Barnage had his 1 catch. Benjamin had his huge catch for 62 yards. But other than that, nobody really did that much. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and exit out this game. as we fall to 2-1 now in the preseason. We still have a winning record. We can still keep it in a winning record for the last game of the preseason, but we will see how that goes. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and advance to the next week, see who our next opponent is. We'll go ahead and take a look at the injury, because I remember Christian Kirksey got an injury. I just kind of want to see how long he's going to be out for, because that's going to be a key component to this defense that I really would rather not see out for too long. So week 4, we will be taking on the 0-3 Colts. So that's when we take on the Colts, not last week, but it is this week. So let's go ahead and go over to injury report. We are looking at, looks like Christian Kirksey's fine. Okay. Pretty sure he had an abdominal tear. That's usually more than just a week. Apparently they're saying he's fine, so that's good. Definitely like seeing that. Fleming's been playing a lot for Kirksey's kind of that backup. Gonna want to see kind of one or the other step up here. Is Barkevius Big is a couple years younger. So hopefully we can kind of see, you know, a little bit better performance on defense than we did last game. And it's going to be really kind of down to the wire as to who's going to win. Right now it's between Aaron Murray and Clausen as who's going to be the starting quarterback, because they're both playing the best. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this game right here. Or sorry, not this game, this video right here, and I will catch you in the next one.